So today I'm going to be showing you how to apply a decal to a surface. So first of all, we'll start with what you're going to need. So you want a scraper tool or a gift card that you don't use anymore. You could use a bank card if you wanted, but it's not necessary. You just need something to scrape down the edge with. You can use alcohol, is the best for cleaning your surface, getting off any kind of grease or dirt that you can't really see after giving something a good wash. 70% or more alcohol also works for this, but make sure it's not scented and it's not a moisturizing variety or anything like that, because that will leave a residue. You can also use masking tape. It's optional if you're doing this on a car and you want something in the center of your back window or in a specific place, then this method is really handy. I will show you how to do that too. And then you will want a lint-free cloth and some kitchen roll for cleaning. So to clean your surface, you're going to want your alcohol or your hand gel. But if this is a car, you might want to go to the car wash or clean it with some soapy water beforehand, and then take your alcohol to it then afterwards to make sure it's nice and clean. So give it a spray. You don't need to overdo it with something like alcohol. It's really good at removing any kind of oils from fingerprints and things like that that you really can't see after you've cleaned something. So it's really handy. And this is just an acrylic box, but this method will work for pretty much any other surface, any flat surface. And then the lint-free cloth will remove any leftover fibers that could have come off of the kitchen roll. So nice and clean and ready to move on to applying the decal. So I will explain really quick, just if you did want to use this to really get something centered, say under the light on the back of your car or the middle of your back window on a car, you can use some masking tape, find out where that center point is. So find out where your center point is, line up your decal with that point. Sometimes folding this in half and putting a little crease on the paper can help you line things up really well. So line it up. It's not very important for me to line this up for my intentions today. So you can pop your tape in the middle, then tape this down. And then that way, when you're trying to lay something down, you can lift it up. You can peel back your paper, cut this off with a scissors, and then you can press it down and then take the tape off and lay the rest of it down on the other side. But for this one, that wouldn't necessarily be, it would be for much longer decals really, because these ones, they're quite small and they're easy enough to line up. So I will show you again how we scrape over the front, get the clear tape over the front, nice and pressed down. Scraping over the back is the important one, because you really want to get that vinyl pressed onto the sticky material on the front, onto the transfer tape. And then we peel it up. You might get a couple of letters or elements of the design that stay stuck to the paper. If that happens, lay it back down, give it another scrape with your scraper, peel it back. Sometimes folding it all the way down and peeling it back that way helps too. And we're ready to go. Okay, we get our surface. It's nice and clean, ready to go. Try not to touch your surface too much until you have your decal down. You can pop it down on one end, or you can pop it down centrally like this and lay it down. Nice little press. Get your scraper tool again. Be careful with this if it is on the paintwork of a car, depending on what you're using. If you use something like this or a gift card, you're not going to damage the paint. But if you're using something a bit harsher or a bit sharper, you might. You can also pop your backing paper over the front and scrape that to protect whatever surface is underneath. Then once you have it really pressed down really nicely, peel back your transfer tape, fold your transfer tape over if it's possible on the surface you're working with, and peel it nice and slow. If you do all of these steps and take your time, you will get years and years and years out of your decal. And the adhesive on these takes about 2 to 3 days to fully cure. So if this is going on a car, try and avoid harsh car washes for 2 to 3 days. And the same if it's a tumbler or anything that's going to be getting wet. Don't soak it, and your decal will last for very, very many years. And they won't fade in the sun, so they can be left out in the elements. They will not fade in the sun. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you found this helpful.